Good afternoon, good evening, good morning. What a weird combo. Welcome back to another episode of Pokemon Heartgold. And you will notice we're back in New Barktown. And that's because we're going to go fishing for a new Pokemon. It's probably... You know what? I'll just show it once we get the Pokemon. But I've always liked using this Pokemon. At least in the Pokemon Showdown Simulator, because it's a pretty fun Pokemon to use, but it does have its big flaws. So hopefully this would be it, maybe? No, I don't want to use you. Don't get me wrong, the Tentacool is a good Pokemon. It's just not the one I want to use, and I can't even run away. Why can't I run away? Semi-Side, just roll away! Yeah, anyways, I hope everyone's having a good day. Yeah. I don't know what to say. But yeah, here's the Pokemon I want to use, and it's a cute little Shelder. Shelder's an interesting Pokemon, at least for a water type. It's really physically defensive, but it's really weak to anything special, so something as weak as a Thundershock will kill it pretty much. But it's good on the physical side, has some decent offensive stats, leans more into the physical than special, but it's still usable. Its HP is whatever, it's not that great for a defensive Pokemon, and its speed is mediocre too. But I want to use it because it's cute and it's a Shelder, and its evolution, it's one of my favorite water type Pokemon. So, damn, that Bullet Seed did absolutely nothing. But yeah, I want to use this Pokemon on my main team. So yeah, but the reason why I say it's probably not the best Pokemon for our team is because most of our team is pretty physically bulky, but we are significantly weak to special moves, and usually a water type would help with that, but Shelder is the opposite. So yeah, any special move is gonna kill us. I'm gonna name him Sheldon because I don't know, Shelder the Sheldon. Come on, that's kind of funny. But mainly this episode is gonna be chores the way I see it. Since we have access to Surf, we have Skill Link. Nice! That's the ability I wanted. But we're gonna do a lot of Surf stuff, but it's a side quest, so it's not gonna be the most important thing. Okay, if you want to follow along with surf related stuff, just look in the bottom right screen. It's gonna be pretty much straightforward. Just need Surf mostly. We'll have to revisit most of these places to have Strength, which we'll actually get pretty soon, as you can see in the main screen coming up. But most of the stuff there's some stuff you can do with Surf right now, which I would recommend. It's not important. There's one cool thing you can do. You can get a Lapras now that you have Surf, but that only happens on Fridays. But yeah. Anyways, like I said, if you want to see the Surf stuff, it's on the bottom. But if you don't really care about that, just look at the main screen, because that's just where the main storyline is going. Usually you would want to go to the 5th gym leader in Cyanwood City, which is just, you have to surf just outside of Olivine City. But that's kind of far, and this is the closest water route to us. So I was just gonna say, let's just do this first, since it's right there. It's more convenient, you know? But we'll eventually have to pass through here, because, well, that normally you would come here after you beat the 5th and 6th gym leader, but we're gonna be a little unique and do it some other way. But anyways, if you go to this cave in Mount Mortar, you can't fully explore this place yet because there's some HM moves we don't have, but it's fine. We can try to get what we need with what we have so far. It looks so cool. There's the surf animation, and you gotta admit, look at Sheldon's. Look at Sheldon's sprite. It's so cute. Look at him. Look at him with his little. Hold up. Why is it licking my butt? No, Sheldon, don't be a daddy. But oh, okay. Probably, yeah. But I am noticing that my team is pretty underleveled right now, which isn't that great because this game is known for its really bad level curve, and the fact that I'm this underleveled makes me a little worried. But I think we should be fine. Hopefully, I said. Don't quote me on that. But what does Jack have to say? Minimize list. Oh, okay, that's a fun fact. I didn't know that. I didn't know if you use Stomp on the minimized Pokemon, does more damage. That's a fun fact. You know what? Thank you, Jack. But yeah. You don't have to explore Mount Mortar. I'm just doing it because it's, well, right there, so it's pretty convenient for us to just kind of look. But yeah, there's just a couple of items you can pick up. But yeah, if you look at the bottom right screen, I don't know how well you can see because it is pretty minimized. Look how cute Shelter is. I'm sorry, I'm just fanboying about our Sheldon the Shelter. Today is currently Sunday, and I woke up with like a nasty cough. Like, I don't know what caused it, but I woke up violently coughing. And I was like, and then I guess somebody heard it, because I usually keep the windows open when I sleep, especially nowadays because it's kind of hot. And then I just hear someone saying, "Someone's dying! Call 911!" But no one did, so if I was dying, I would have died. Little random story for you. Yeah, I have a couple of weird stories, like when I used to work at a chicken place that praises Lord. I'm not gonna say their name because I'm not sponsored by them. And I want to be sponsored so I can go racing. Anyways, I didn't work there for too long. If I'm being honest, it was only a part-time job because I needed it for school at the time. But I was working, and I remember I had to clock in on Saturday for I think it was the closing. No, I'm sorry. It was the midday shift, I believe, because I came in not at the morning shift, but towards the noon shift. But I only had a 4 or 5 hours on my shift at the time, I believe. So yeah. So anyways, I was doing my shift. I think on that day I was doing fries. So I was grilling the fries and taking them out the bag and putting them in the griller, and the fryer, and salting them and unsalting them. I don't know what I was doing. I was just there, turn my brain off and just kind of just stayed there for the check. But after my shift was coming to an end, I asked the lead at the time. I was like, "Hey, my shift's almost over. Can I go home?" And then she's like, "Oh yeah, go home." I'm like, "Oh, for real? I gotta go home." So I clocked out and everything. And then the next time I came in, they're like, "Where'd you go?" And I'm like, "What do you mean?" The lead said I could just leave. And they're like, "What?" And then they're like saying like, "Are you sure?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm pretty sure." And then the lead comes in and is like, "Oh, hey guys, what's going on?" And then they're like, "Didn't you say you just walked out?" And she was like, "Did I?" I'm like, and I interrupted them. I was like, "No, she told me I can leave. Do you not remember? I asked you." And she's like, "Oh yeah, I did." And then we're just like looking at her like, and then they like kind of like, they didn't really apologize, but they made it sound like an apology. So in my head, I'm like, damn, it's only been like, what, 2-3 weeks since I was working here, and you're trying to throw me under the bus already? That's crazy. But yeah, it's kind of like my first time experiencing that, and I was just like, interesting. But I chose to leave because by that time my semester was already over and I couldn't reliably. I couldn't commute consistently. So I gave them my 2 weeks, but I never showed up for the last 2 weeks. I just said I'm bouncing, and then I just never showed up. But yeah, it wasn't the best job, and especially kind of hurt because I didn't have a car, so I would have to walk it. I had to walk it every time I was clocked in, which was a mile at least. So I was pretty much walking right after class ended, and walk to the Chick-fil-A at the time. Oh, damn it! The chicken place. Scratch that. But yeah, it was a part-time job and it's fast food, so it was. I guess it's better than some jobs, so I shouldn't complain. You know what? I am gonna complain. It's my channel. I suck. That job sucked. But it was kind of. I did see some unsanitary practices. Like they made a big deal about like washing your hands to the length of 2 happy birthdays, but I did notice some people just did it relatively quickly, so I'm just like, ugh. So yeah, I mean I still eat at fast food because it's cheap, so sometimes, but you know, sometimes I just have to ask myself, do I really want to do this again? Anyways, and that's just a little detail of my first job as a fast food employee. It was pretty bad. Back in the day when I was younger, I used to try to be more athletic. So I remember I would say, "Oh, I'm gonna run every day," and that lasted like about a week. Anyways, we're finally in Mahogany Town, and we're just gonna quickly explore the small town. As you can see, there's a gym leader here, so maybe a gym battle's coming soon. Ooh, who knows? But first things first, we're gonna heal our Pokemon because it was a bit of a grind just to get here, man. It's just like, damn, it may take forever. You know, you have to ask, are there no cars in the Pokemon world? Because there's bikes for sure, but there's no cars I've seen. There is a train station, but there's no cars, so I don't know if I want to live in the Pokemon world if there are no cars. I mean, how can you not love cars, you know? Power of the engine, the thrill of the speed. Anyways, I'm just gonna take out Rattata and withdraw my Sunnyside eggs. This Pokemon. It's definitely testing my patience, I'll tell you that. Because it is a son of a gun to train. I don't know if you ever seen this movie called Only the Brave, but if you haven't, you should definitely give it a shot. It is one of the best movies I've ever seen. I don't want to spoil too much, but it's basically a movie about firefighters trying to be hotshots and their journey on that. It's a fantastic movie. I would highly recommend you watch it. It is quite sad, and I do believe it's based off a true story. So give it a shot if you like the movies like that. Once again, I'm not sponsored, but boy, if I was sponsored, I would slap their logo on my card like BAM! No, I'm just kidding, I'm not a sellout. Anyways, if you try to leave Mahogany Town, he won't let you. So you kind of are stuck here until you do the 5th and 6th gym leader, which I guess makes sense. But imagine if that was someone's. Well, I guess that is like an actual job, like security guards. Like they won't let you go in certain places. Anyways, this whole commentary is going off the charts. I'm just rambling at this point. If you come to this house, just a souvenir shop, it's an interesting place. You might want to take notes later. And the experiment worked. Oh, so they're responsible for for making the Gyarados red. This place sells tiny mushrooms. I don't know if you can get this anywhere else, but I'm gonna buy a few because it's kind of cool how they can just sell tiny mushrooms like this. And it's probably the best source right now, so you're not instead of like hunting for Paris and all that. But besides that, we can't do much else, so we're just gonna keep moving forward. And then we come here. Let's talk about the red scale. That might be a little important later on, but for now, we'll forget about that. I would not recommend you go to the right passageway, because if you do, they'll charge you. Team Rocket will charge you. Ooh. But if you don't want to handle the wild Pokemon, then I'd say just go for the EP9. It's kind of like a what is it called, an express pass kind of thing, but it's an overcharged express pass. But yeah. What am I doing here? I am wasting time. Okay, we'll quickly go here, see if there's any items I can get. Don't think there should be. Yeah, okay, I'm not really gonna get that. And there's a fishing. Okay, let's do this battle really quickly. Wait. Oh shoot, I think this is. Oh, I probably should. Yeah, I probably should have leveled. Yeah, probably should have leveled Pinsir. But we're gonna try using Sunnyside because Sunnyside has not seen any. Oh my god, that's pathetically weak. What the heck, Sunnyside? Come on, get your ass together. You're level 22, you're only doing that much damage. What the heck? I know Uproar is weak, but oh my god. I'm not saying I regret choosing Sunnyside, but it's getting there. It's definitely getting there for sure. It's just yeah. For these types of Pokemon with the egg evolutions, there is a way you can get eggs in the Pokédome. It's just a bit of a grind. And I'm gonna do that mainly off screen since now I have 2 Pokemon that require these evolutionary stones. There's another way before the Elite Four. One of the NPCs before you get the Mumo Milks, she'll call you eventually and say like, "Oh, I'll give you a stone," something like that. But I've never seen that happen. So if y'all have seen it, I mean. I've seen it on a forum, but that's kind of about it. I've actually never seen in my playthroughs. Granted, usually when I do Johto playthroughs, Heartgold, I usually try avoiding Stone Evolution Pokemon for this very reason. But I guess I want to just challenge myself, be more open-minded, and use more of the available Pokemons, and play the game more, because it is a good game. Though it is tedious in some aspects. Pinsir is a pretty good Pokemon. If you notice, I actually renamed Pinsir to Pinchness. It's supposed to be a play on of a princess, but since Pinsir pinches, Pinchness, get it? You get it. You're laughing. I can see you laughing if I was delusional, which I am, so you are laughing. But I won't lie though, Gen 4 has some pretty solid. There's a bug in my room, sorry about that. Gen 4 has some pretty solid sprites. Ugh. I opened my window for one day, and bugs are like, "Oh, I'm gonna come in there rent free." Like, what do you think? Yeah. I'm some sort of daycare lady. I'll be here, you gotta give me some rent. Crazy. This commentary doesn't make sense anymore. But anyways, I think we're almost done with the big trainers. Oh, one thing, on the bottom right, you see this big water area? On Fridays, That's where you get Lapras. Lapras is a really good Pokemon. Um, Especially for my team, it would have been a better choice. But you know, Lapras. I guess I'm not the biggest fan of using a Lapras. It has a fantastic move pool, and its water are nice, and it naturally learns like Ice Beam and all that. So it learns Thunderbolt, Parasong, Sharehold. It's a good Pokemon, so if you want to use it, go use it. But I'm just not gonna use it because I want to use Shelter the Sheldon, or I mean, it should be the other way. It should be Sheldon the Shelter. But no. Right now we're in the Lake of Rage. This area is not mandatory, but it's something I would consider you might want to check out because it's pretty cool. You can get some nice items and TMs, I believe. If I know where I'm going, oh yeah, there's an item there, and the house. Yeah, there we go. That's where I'm going. So if you come here, you can get the TM for Secret Power. I think this depends on what the area is. So check it out. You can use it. I think 70 base power. So check it out. If you come here, I think this is this should be TM10 Hidden Power. Hidden Power isn't the best move, but it's commonly used in like competitive scenes because it gives like your Pokemon type coverage it normally wouldn't have. But it's kind of dependent on like the IVs and stats or natures of your Pokemon. So unless you're specifically doing it for competitive reasons, I say it's not worth the effort. But you know, who knows? If you get lucky, you might get the one you need. It'd be nice if I find someone that can do a Hidden Power Dragon or Ice. Dragon would be more useful actually in my situation. Anyways, I think that's it for now, at least for that side of the Lake of Rage. Yeah. Ooh, look at that. You can see an overworld Pokemon. Ooh, the red Gyarados. But, okay, so if we come back here, and then, repels. Always gotta slap on them repels. Because I'm not trying to make no contact with no wild Pokemon. If we come up here, then we officially enter the Lake of Rage. And yeah, I think. Yeah, as you can see, I forgot it. I don't know. I guess I waited so long to turn nighttime. Anyways, we're gonna do some mini exploring before we do anything actually. I don't think as of now there's any trainers we have to fight. Not to my knowledge, because right now, yeah, it should just be the Gyarados thing. Yeah, that's what I thought. So I guess since we talked to all the NPCs here, the only thing we can really do now is try to encounter this Gyarados. This I would recommend you save here. Just in case you accidentally knock it out. But Johto's Heartgold and Soul Silver, or this game, is one of the few games that actually gives you a free shiny, which is pretty nice. And I was actually going to use this shiny because I made a small commitment to myself to always have a shiny on my team. But since we caught Geodude, I think that should be fine. But Gyarados is a fantastic Pokemon, so if you want to use it, go ahead and use it. It's really great. We are severely under level. We are 6 levels underneath this Gyarados right now. That's not good. What the heck? That did nothing. Oh my god, my Pokemon are so weak right now. Gyarados is an interesting Pokemon. It's a water and flying type. but in most cases, you're actually never going to use that flying type offensively, at least, because it has no good physical moves. On the flying side, it learns naturally. I guess it can learn bounce, but I think you have to breed for bounce. Normally, you run a Dragon Dance set and some physical coverage like Waterfall, Ice Stream Crunch, Earthquake, Stone Age, stuff like that. Or you can run like a support with Thunder Wave or Taunt, or even Icy Wind. It has a pretty fantastic move pool. And it has the Intimidate ability, so it lowers your attack, which is kind of good for Gyarados because it doesn't have the best physical defense. It has more of a mediocre defense, but with Intimidate, it actually helps it. But Gyarados actually has pretty naturally good high special defense and high attack, and its HP and speed are, well, they're not the peak or best, but it's good enough for its typing. Its weakest point is its special attack, but it can, if you stop on like a Thunder Team or Fire Blast, even though Gyarados has a lower special attack, the sheer damage output of those moves kind of makes up for it. So, I don't know. Give it a shot. You know, if you want to use a shiny, if you just want to use Gyarados, it has so much coverage. It's a good Pokemon. Huh, suck. See, 2 bugs in my room. But they're not moving. I think they're scared of me. But yeah, it is kind of harder for me to catch it because I didn't plan on catching this in this episode, because at the time of editing, I was like, oh, okay, I don't have enough time to finish fully. I wouldn't have enough storage or space to record myself capturing Gyarados, but then I was like, well, maybe. And then after a few magic tricks, I was able to. And Pinches is gonna die soon. Oh no. I should have probably brought more Pokeballs. Oh, or at least I should have healed my Pokemon before I attempted this. Oh no. This is not good. I was thinking about leading off with Billy, but even though Spark is a physical move, and technically Billy doesn't have the greatest attack, and his attack will be lowered, it's still 4 times effective, and I didn't want to risk accidentally knocking out the Gyarados. Because who wants to knock out a shiny Pokemon? But sunny side, you're gonna have to do it. Hopefully. Oh my god, Dragon Rage. This early on, Dragon Rage is such an annoying move because it does a fixed. Oh my god, sunny side, come on. You're making it hard for me to defend you. But Dragon Rage is a fixed move of a 40 damage regardless. So, early on in the game, it's really frustrating to do it. But it does a lot of damage. Sunny side, you. Don't make me treat you like Chimchar the way Paul did. Okay, Sheldon, let's go. You know what I realized? Sheldon. I saying that Sheldon, but Shieldon. Oh, no, you know, just ignore whatever I just said. I'm just going off on a tangent. Oh my god, it's not catching. Please just catch. I want to eat dinner. Okay, hopefully. Just catching this stupid Pokeball. It matches your color scheme. Come on. It's gonna go in this time. It's gonna go in. 1, 2, 3. Yes! Oh my god, it's over. I can finally eat dinner. But yeah, that's it for this episode. So, in the next episode, we'll probably do some more stuff. Anyways, I'll see you guys later. Bye bye. Oh, red skill. Nice. Alright. Ooh, who's that? Bye.